Hey everybody, this is Robert Burke, and today I would like to do a little video just to show you all the different dragons and their special abilities that are in the upcoming card game designed by Richard Launius and myself called Draco Magi. In the game, each player is going to have 4 chromatic dragons, which are the colored dragons, 4 metallic dragons, and 2 special dragons. You're going to have multiple copies of those dragons except for the polar and the bronze. Those are more powerful, and each player will only have 1 of those. Also, I've got 4 special dragons that will be released in an expansion pack along with some special battlefield cards, and I'll show you those as well. So basically, the first one here, I just want to go over what's on the card. This is the green dragon. So you'll see there's some iconography on it. Now the graphic design here is done by Louis Francisco, an incredible graphic designer. He's done a lot of great design work on a ton of games. He's done all of my games so far, and he's doing a really fantastic job on the graphic design. The artwork the dragons are by Chromatic. Incredible artist, and the first time I saw these dragons I knew I wanted them in my game. He's done a lot of work for Pathfinder and Wizards of the Coast and Blizzard and Disney, and he's a very well-known artist, and he's going to be expensive. The drawings will be expensive, the illustrations, but they will be in this game because they're one of the inspirations for the game. Is the work that he's done on his dragons. So just to talk a little bit about the cards, these are not final, these are prototype cards, so keep that in mind. We know the text on a lot of these cards is too small, so we have to make that bigger for sure. We need to make sure that the name of the dragon, like this is a green dragon, although it's obvious if you're not colorblind, we need to make sure that it's very visible that that's a green dragon. So we need to name the dragon on each of these cards. So we need to do that as well. Also, some of the cards, the darker cards, are a little too dark, so we need to lighten those up. So just keep that in mind. These are prototype cards. They're not finished. The final cards will look much better than what you see here. So on every card, you're going to see 3 important things on the top of each dragon. On the left-hand side, you're going to see a little fireball icon. That represents the dragon's breath weapon, his ranged attack. So in this case, you'll see the green dragon has a ranged attack of 1. So that means that he's going to be able to draw, when you play that and make a ranged attack, when you play a green dragon, you can draw 1 battle card to see if you hit with your ranged attack. On the top are the dragon's shield values. So that's their defense against a ranged attack. So the shield value is only for ranged attack defenses. So if somebody makes a ranged attack on my green dragon, I will get to draw 2 battle cards to see if I can successfully defend against that ranged attack. On the right-hand side is the melee value of the dragon. So in this case, you'll see the green dragon has a melee value of 2. That tells me how many cards I get to draw during the melee phase to attack with during the melee battle. So on every battlefield, and I'll show you a battlefield card here. Here's a battlefield card. You can play up to 3 dragons per battlefield. And if you win the battle against your opponent on that battlefield, you are going to gain the gem that is shown there. To win the game, you need to get 3 gems of the same color or 3 gems of different colors, and there are a total of 4 different colors in the game. So it's kind of a race to get the combination of gems you need to win, and you're doing that by sending your dragons to the battlefield. When you send them, the first thing you can do is make a ranged attack. When all the dragons on both sides, and each player is going to play 8 dragon cards per round, when all the dragons are on the battlefield, then you go into the melee resolution, and once the melee is resolved, you determine who wins that gem on each of the 3 battlefields. There are 3 battlefields in play per round. Alright, so if, for example, if I had 3 green dragons on the battlefield, you probably wouldn't, but if you did, I would add up all the melee values, so it would be 2 plus 2 plus 2. So I would have a melee value of 6 total. You add them up. So I would get to draw 6 cards to use during the melee battle. So whoever has the most cards for the melee battle is going to have the advantage. Doesn't mean they're necessarily going to win, because there's things you can do. There's a little bit of luck of the draw. There's definitely strategy that you can employ to get you a leg up during a melee battle. But you really want to try to get the most melee attack numbers, the highest number on your side of a battlefield if you're trying to win that battlefield. It's going to put you in an advantage. So that's the green dragon. And the green dragon, all the dragons on the bottom have a special ability as well. So the green dragon special ability is Poison Breath. And that reduces the shield value of the target dragon by -1 when the green dragon makes a ranged attack. So although the green dragon only gets to draw 1 card, whatever dragon they are attacking gets 1 less shield card to defend against that attack. So a good ranged weapon, the green dragon. Alright, next we have the black dragon. Now the black dragon does not have a ranged attack, cannot make a ranged attack, has a shield value of 2, and has a melee value of 3. So a little better in melee than the green dragon. But its special ability is Acid Pool. So the black dragon can spew acid onto the battlefield, and the opponent loses 1 melee attack card of their choice for each black dragon present. So if I played 3 black dragons on my side of the battlefield, before we start the melee phase, my opponent has got to discard 3 of the cards that they had earned. So that's the black dragon's special ability, more melee based. Alright, now we have the red dragon. So the red dragon has an attack ranged value of 1. It has a shield value of 2. And it has a melee value of 3. And its special ability is the Fireball. So when you're playing dragons to a battlefield, you have to play, I'll play one, and the next one I play goes on top of the one I played last. The red dragon special ability is Fireball. And it says that if I defeat the dragon I'm attacking, with the ranged attack, I can then attack the next dragon in line on the battlefield. So that's a pretty powerful ability, and it's kind of thematic of the fireball kind of just laying waste through the battlefield, and you can essentially kill 2 dragons with 1 shot. It's hard to do because the red dragon has a ranged attack value of only 1, but if you do succeed the first time, you can attack the next dragon in line. Alright, then we have the purple dragon. This is the last of the chromatic dragons, and it does not have a ranged attack. It has a shield value of 2 and a melee value of 3. Now, its special ability is Stealth. So when you play a dragon to a battlefield, you have to play it on top of any dragons that you have played previously on that battlefield. The purple dragon is an exception. You can place the purple dragon under dragons you've already played. So that way you can protect this dragon by doing that. You want to place the purple dragon under a dragon that has a higher shield value, for example. Or, even better, you can place it under a silver dragon. And you'll find out why that's a good move in a second here when you find out the silver dragon's special ability. But that is his ability, is Stealth. He can be played under cards you've already played. In addition, if you win the battlefield where a purple dragon resides, then you get to draw an advanced battle card and put it on top of your battle deck. That's important because the advanced battle cards are all better than the standard battle cards that each player starts with. And remember, it's going to the top of your deck. So you know you're going to start the next battle, whether it's a melee battle or a ranged attack, you are going to start that next round with a good card. And again, you can stick that purple dragon, for example, if you know you've got a leg up on a battlefield, you can finish it off by playing your third purple dragon as your third card, place it underneath to protect it, and then hopefully if you do win that gem, you're going to get an extra card. So that is the purple dragon with Stealth. Now we're going to get into the metallic dragons. Now, the first one here is the bronze dragon. The bronze dragon does not have a ranged attack value. It has a shield value of 2, and it has a melee value of 3, which is pretty good. But its special ability is called Blink. So that lets you teleport all the dragons on a battlefield where you play it. If you want, you don't have to use the ability, which basically means that you can flip the battlefield card over. So for example, every battlefield card, there's 4 different colors on the battlefield cards. There's red, yellow, blue, and green. So if I play my bronze dragon and use its ability, I can flip this over and you'll see the gem color has changed. So half of the battlefields are going to have are going to be the same battlefield type, but a different gem color. Red is always opposite yellow, blue is always opposite green. Or they're going to have the same gem but a different battlefield, which will give different bonuses depending on what it is. So in this way, you can really use your bronze dragon tactically to try and get the gems that you need to get to win the game, or to try to prevent your opponent from getting the gems that they need to win. So the bronze dragon tends to be a dragon you want to hold on to. You want to flip that gem at the last moment before you go into the melee phase. Or you want to flip the gem at the last moment because you know your opponent has a good shot of winning that gem and maybe even winning the game. You can flip that gem to something different and hose them up. So that's the niche that the bronze dragon fills. He can flip a battlefield. Alright, so the next one we have is the brass dragon, which is probably my favorite illustration of all of them. I love all the dragons, but this one just looks nasty to me. And this one has a range attack value of nothing. You cannot make a range attack. Shield value of 2, and a melee value of 2. However, if you pair the brass dragon with any other metallic dragon, then its melee value increases to 4. It's called Elder Scales. So when he's around his brethren, he gets stronger. He gets more aggressive. His melee just doubles in strength. So this is a card that when your opponent plays it down, he can be a target to ranged attacks, because if you can get another metallic dragon on there, and there's more than one metallic dragon, one or more, paired with that brass dragon at the end of the ranged attack round, you're going to get more cards during the melee phase. So that's how the brass dragon works. You can increase his melee attack value if you pair him with another metallic dragon. Then we have the gold dragon. The gold dragon has a ranged attack value of 2, which, as you've noticed, is more powerful than the other ranged attacks that we've seen. It has a shield value of 3, which is very good as well, and it has a melee value of 2, which isn't quite as good as some of the other dragons we've seen. Its special ability is a dragon spell. So if it just says that if the gold dragon's ranged attack succeeds, you get an advanced battle card and can put it on top of your deck. So again, this is another way for you to build your deck, get more advanced cards to make you more powerful in the future. That is the gold dragon. Then we have the silver dragon. Now the silver dragon has no ranged attack value. You'll see it has no shield value, and that's because of its special ability, and it has a 3 melee value, so pretty strong in melee combat, but it has reflective scales, so the silver dragon is basically immune to ranged attacks. So remember I was talking about the purple dragon. Pairing that purple dragon with a silver dragon is a good idea. If I put a purple dragon under a silver dragon, my purple dragon is completely protected because you cannot make a ranged attack on a silver dragon. So it would protect any dragon underneath it. All right. So the silver dragon is very good to play on top of dragons that you want to protect, or it's a very popular card to play first. If you're the first player and you play a silver dragon first, you're not exposed to that ranged attack, right? Because in the beginning of the phase, chances are your opponent has some ranged attack dragons in his hand. So by playing this, you basically protect yourself from a ranged attack. Now we get to the 2 special dragons that come in the game. The first one is the battle dragon. The Battle Dragon is the melee powerhouse, basically. It has no ranged attack, but it has a shield value of 3, and it has a melee attack of 4. In addition to that strong melee attack, it also has a special ability called Battle Fury. It requires 2 hits to destroy instead of 1. On all the other dragons, if I get 1 hit on a dragon, it is discarded and it's off the battlefield. If the Battle Dragon is hit, you just tilt it to show that it indicates it's been hit, and then the second hit you have to discard it. So the Battle Dragon is a very powerful card, and it's one you want to play in a gem that you really have to have, right? That's the Battle Dragon. But each player only has one of these in their whole deck. Second one is the Polar Dragon. This is the second special card, and again, each player only has one of these. This is a very good ranged attack of 2. It has a very good shield value of 3, and it has a very good melee value of 3. However, instead of using the ranged attack, you can choose to freeze the battlefield. It's got Ice Shield as its special ability. So if I chose to, I could play the Polar Dragon on top of the battlefield and say it's frozen, and then neither player can get that gem that round. It's frozen. All right. So that's a good way for you to prevent your opponent from winning a battlefield that they really need to have if you're unsure that you can take it. And it's good to hold on to and play later, right? Because if you know you're going to freeze a battlefield, that really increases your options on the cards you're going to play on those remaining 2 battlefields. So that's the niche the Polar Dragon fits. Alright, so now let me talk a little bit about the special dragons that we will release in an expansion pack along with Draco Magi. It will come with multiple dragons for both sides, and it will also come with some new battlefield cards as well. So the first one here is the Blue Dragon. Now the Blue Dragon has a ranged attack of 1, it has a shield value of 2, it has a melee value of 3, and its special ability is Burrow. So when a Blue Dragon is attacked with a ranged attack, it can choose to burrow, and if it burrows, you would just turn it sideways to indicate that the Blue Dragon is burrowed. So basically the Blue Dragon burrows underground to avoid that ranged attack as the dragon is flying onto the battlefield. When you do that, you are immune to ranged attacks. So you can make the Blue Dragon immune to ranged attacks if you choose to burrow. However, when you do burrow, the melee value will be reduced by 1. So your melee value will go from 3 to 2 if you do burrow the dragon. It's your choice. So that's the Blue Dragon. We also have the Lava Dragon. Now the Lava Dragon has a range attack of 1, shield value of 3, and a melee value of 1. Its special ability is Infernal Roar. So when it attacks with a ranged attack, it's attacking with this Infernal Roar that affects all dragons on that battlefield, including your own. So every dragon present needs to defend against that one ranged attack. So the Lava Dragon is good to use if you haven't played any dragons to a battlefield yet, but your opponent has played multiple, right? Because if your opponent's played multiple, they're going to have to defend. Every one of those dragons on their side is going to have to defend. If you don't succeed, or even if you do succeed, and your dragon stays on the battlefield, its melee attack value is just a 1. So there is a trade-off there. It can be a powerful ability if you can, hit with that Infernal Roar against multiple opponents, but you're only going to have a melee value of 1 when you get to the melee phase. So that is the Lava Dragon. The Rainbow Dragon. This is interesting. It's got, you'll see there's question marks here. That's because its special ability is a Mimic. The Rainbow Dragon can copy and mimic any dragon on the battlefield, on your side or your opponent's side. So if your opponent played a Battle Dragon, you could play a Rainbow Dragon, and now you have a Battle Dragon too. And it's very interesting, because this artwork is not by Karem, it's by one of Karem's fans, who is another artist that I found who was just fantastic, and I'm sorry I can't pronounce the name, I will put it here in the video comments so you can see the name of the artist. But wonderful piece of art. It was a piece of fan art done in the style of Karam. So it's perfect image, really, for this ability, too, for the mimic ability. So I thought that was very cool. And it's actually one of my favorite dragons in the game. I think it's just a very cool-looking photo with the kind of, you know, iridescent rainbow colors in the scales there. But that is the rainbow dragon, and its ability is to mimic another dragon. Then the last one we have here is the Clockwork Dragon. Originally we called it the Steampunk Dragon. I think we're going to change it to Clockwork Dragon. We're not quite sure yet, but you'll see it has a ranged attack of value of 1, a shield value of 2, and a melee value of 3. Now it's a melee value of 1, so it's not that strong in melee either. However, its special ability is Disassemble. So when I play a Steampunk Dragon to the battlefield, it can, you know, breathe out this huge billowing steam attack. If it hits, if you hit with that ranged attack, you can disassemble the dragon and bring it back to your hand, which means you will get to play it again on the same round. All right. If you do not hit, then it just stays on the battlefield, and it's not going to have a very good melee attack, right? Because it's slow. It's a mechanical dragon. But that is the Clockwork Dragon. I think it's a pretty cool addition to the game. So that's it. That's the 4 special dragons that we have, along with all the chromatic dragons and the metallic dragons. We are hoping to either, you know, announce a publishing deal for Draco Magi in January, or we'll be launching it on Kickstarter ourselves in January. We should be announcing it soon. But be looking on this page. We've got a Facebook page if you want to check it out. You can look up Draco Magi on Facebook and follow us. We will be posting more videos. I hope to do more videos about the gameplay, walk through the game, show you how it works, all the different mechanics, how it comes together, and share you how the progress that we're making on the game. So I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, just shoot me a note, and thanks again. Bye-bye.